Mr. Uday?
I did not get a copy of it except what he was sharing at the page. I did not get it on the petitioner's exhibit list that I received. So I'm going to object to it because I did not study it. I did not have it here.
I sent it yesterday to you. It's her financial
I'm looking at what you sent me. Looking at it, it is not part of what you exhibit 3 says. Actual exhibit 2 said bank statements. So this exhibit 3, I did not have it at all.
No, 3 is a financial information statement.
Yeah, no. But even the bank statement, all the documents you are showing is totally different from what I have in here. I don't have it. So I'm gonna have to object to it.
Well, Your Honor, I think I forwarded it to you. It shows that it was sent to his email on the Wednesday.
All right, let me get into that.
And I don't know, Your Honor, I'm not even sure if FISs have to be an exhibit or.
Maybe you did, Lisa, but I'm just showing from the one that I have.
All right, well, let's, it looks like it was sent over, but it just so that we make sure that Mr. Uday's got it. Ms. Pierce, we're going to go off the record for a second. If you will forward in the email you just sent me, just so he has the exhibits. The FIS, Mr. Uday, is just 2 pages, and then there's some bank statements, payroll statements attached to it. So I'll give you 5 minutes or so to review it so that you have it, so you can question from it. But we're going to go ahead and both sides are going to be allowed to put in their FISs. But I'm going to give you time to review it since you haven't had a chance to review it. So we're going to go off the record. Ms. Pierce, if you'll send that to Mr. Uday now.
I've already done it.
Mr. Uday, just let me know. I'm going to give you up to 5 minutes to review it, but if you get done earlier, just let me know and we'll get started up when you're ready.
Okay. Lisa, you sent it to my email or you sent it to my email, CCUD, right?
60 at Yahoo. Is that not your email?
Yes.
Yes. I sent it Wednesday and I just sent it again.
Okay. I got it, what you sent me yesterday. Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about petitioners 3 from yesterday.
I'm going to my email. I did not see them. Here's additional documents. You say you sent me an email. That's what I'm looking for. Lisa. On where she.
I'm sorry. So, oh, now. Okay, I just refreshed again to make sure it went out. Let's see. Your Honor, does the court receive by Dropbox or no?
We can, sure.
Oh.
I got all your exhibits though.
Okay. I just know some of the Harris counties say they can't do Dropbox. I wasn't sure because Mr. Uday served by Dropbox. I wasn't sure if.
Yeah, I got Dropbox. We are printing a copy of Lily in my office just downloaded it, printing the copy for me to take a look at it. Thank you, Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Lisa, it's 14 pages, is that correct?
It's what?
14 pages. 14?
I'm talking about Exhibit 3.
Exhibit 3.
It's not 14 pages.
Exhibit 3 is only FS. Is that not what it is you have in here?
Yeah, it's a financial information statement.
Well, I thought what you are presenting was the payment from the bank statements. That's the one I said I didn't get it.
That's
But-
petitioners too.
That's petitioners too.
Well, I don't have exhibit 3. Do you have it? Did you see that?
Do you have the financial information statement?
Yes, I do, but it's not. Hold on. That's what we're trying to do. My statement. Two. Exhibit 2. Two. I don't have that. Say those. I don't have that. I don't have that. Let me check my email and see what I can have.
I'm going to print it. It's 4 pages, right?
Which one is that? That's it.
It's this one.
Oh, yeah, print it.
It's marked at the top of what exhibit it is on the top page of the financial information statement.
Yes, I saw what she's printing it now.
Well, while we're doing that, I can tell you that evidently I don't do the Dropbox very much. I think that's done through the court reporter. And so when I click on Mr. Uday, your exhibits, it tells me I don't have enough space to open the file. So I don't, we may have to get the exhibits actually emailed to the court, not through Dropbox, because it's not giving me the ability to download them or to view the file.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that, Jan.
I emailed the court coordinator to see if, the court reporter to see if she has a way of doing it, but I think because it's my personal Dropbox account, maybe that it's linked to, that it's doesn't have space.
Yes, but for a mere $15.99, you can expand your. Yeah, Google's refusing to download my pictures on my personal phone anymore. Apparently, I have too many.
Well, I think I upgraded that because I've got 2 teenage daughters, and that one was pretty cheap. That was like $2.99 or something, and now we have a bunch of space. But
Right.
Dropbox, I don't ever use that except for exhibits. So
I'm just bothered that I can't get the stuff off Google Photos. Like I can't download it to my hard drive. They're very tricky.
Okay, I got the XB3 now. I have it.
okay, are you ready, Mr. Uday?
Yes, I am ready. I just got it.
Okay.
Just I came in. Thank you very much, Yana.
You're welcome. I want to make sure everybody's got what they need. All right, we're back on the record, and we just took a brief recess to deal with some exhibit issues that we were having. Mr. Uday now has petitioners 2 and 3. Petitioners 3 was offered, Mr. Uday. That's petitioner's financial information statement. Do you have any objection to petitioners 3?
No objection, Yana, at this time. No objection. Thank you very much.
P3 is admitted. You're welcome. All right, Ms. Pierce, you may continue.
May I share the screen, Your Honor?
You may.
Ms. Abdi, is this your financial information statement?
Yes.
And we have an amount that's under house payment and rent, and there's an asterisk next to that. Do you see that?
Yes.
Are you currently paying that rent?
I'm paying it in a form of giving a service to my friend for her child care.
Okay,
for her kids.
but we have down here what the asterisk stands for. Is that, can you read that?
Yes, and also it's anticipated rent when able to make that amount of money and be able to pay that for my own in the future.
Okay, so you do not intend to try to live with your friend forever?
No,
Okay.
she won't allow me to do that forever.
Now,
Lisa, excuse me, I did not hear when you asked the question, does she pay this rent? What did she say that her answer was?
well, actually,
Yeah, please, can I hear
can't
it from
remember
her?
exactly her answer.
Anticipated rent for the future.
Anticipation rent.
Okay, so it's not currently being paid.
It's not being paid now.
Correct.
Okay.
And we have down here student loan on this, but it is blank. Can you tell me how much your student loan is?
Total is 52,000.
Okay. And are you having to pay it at this time?
No, I've not paid it at this time.
Okay, but you do have a student loan.
I have a student loan.
And let's go down to the pay stubs that are attached. So on this, can you tell me the date on this pay stub?
It's September 2021.
And at that time, were you getting, did you have insurance yet at that time? Do you see it on anywhere on here?
No,
Okay, let's go to the next paycheck. Can you tell me the date on that paycheck?
9/16/2021.
Okay, do you see any charges for insurance on this pay stub?
Yes,
And can you tell me what the rate is for dental?
for dental is $12.97.
And medical is how much?
$246.94
Okay, and this is this per pay period?
per pay period.
And we see over here, if we look at year to date, that this was the first time you had insurance. Is that correct? Okay.
Correct.
And how often are you paid?
Bi-weekly,
I'm sorry, does that mean every 2 weeks? or-
every 2 weeks.
Okay. And would all these requests that you're making be in the best interest of your children?
Yes,
Are you also asking that the bills that are being paid by your husband continue to be paid by your husband until final trial?
I don't understand the question.
Okay. Is your husband still paying any bills for you? Does he pay your car insurance?
The car insurance is paid.
Okay, does he pay your cell phone?
No,
Are there any other household payments that he's making?
no,
Are you asking that he be given exclusive use of the marital residence pending the divorce?
yes,
And are you asking that he be responsible for all taxes on the marital residence while he's living there
yes,
and insurance for the marital residence?
yes.
I'll pass this witness.
Mr. Uday, your witness.
Is that my witness or to cross?
You can cross-examine her at this time, or you can call her on your case in chief, whatever you prefer.
Yeah, I want to cross her just 1 or 2 questions.
Okay?
Okay. Mr. Abby, how are you?
I'm okay. Thank you for asking.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Abby. Ms. Abby, when they ask in the open statement, your lawyer stated that you never knew anything about what your husband did with her financial dealings. Is that correct?
Can you say that again?
That you don't know anything about the financial dealings of your husband. Is that correct?
I don't know anything about his bank accounts or where he puts his money. Yes,
Okay. How long you been married to this man?
18 years.
18 years. And before you married to, what was your education background?
I was a medical doctor.
Okay. So you are a medical doctor in Ethiopia, is that correct?
I used to work in Ethiopia as a medical doctor.
Okay. And is that correct that you and him moved to sometime in Saudi Arabia? Is that correct?
I moved because he worked there
Can
and
you, not responsive, can you just
Sustained.
listen to my question? Is it true that you and your husband at some point moved as a medical doctor, as a doctor to Saudi Arabia? Is that correct? Yes or no?
no,
So you never lived in Saudi Arabia with your husband, is that correct?
I lived in Saudi Arabia, but I moved
Okay.
because I got sick when I was pregnant.
Non-responsive. I just,
Sustained after I lived in Saudi Arabia.
Okay,
I live in
thank you
Saudi
very much.
Arabia.
Okay, and when you all lived in Saudi Arabia, is it correct that you are still a doctor? You moved from Saudi Arabia to Houston, Texas through his help. Is that correct?
We moved from Saudi Arabia to Sudan,
Okay,
and
and
then
Sudan.
from Sudan, different place, and then later on to America, not right away.
Oh, okay. And throughout that, you were still a medical doctor. Is that correct?
I was a medical doctor, but I never experienced, I never
Okay.
practiced it.
Okay, but you are functioning as a medical doctor. Is that correct? Yes
I
or no?
have the degree, but I never practiced.
Okay.
I was a stay-home mom.
Let's move forward because I have limited time. Throughout, you are living with your husband. What does your husband do for a living? Do you know?
Objection asked and answered.
Overruled. You may answer that, ma'am.
What does your husband do? You can answer. What does your husband do for a living?
When I met him, he was not ambassador, but after a while, he became ambassador.
Okay, so you knew what your husband did at some point as that he worked as an ambassador. Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And throughout, your husband was working as an ambassador. Was he taking care of the family? Your family?
My family in Ethiopia?
No. You and your children taking care of his immediate family
Yes,
and paying all the bills. Is that correct?
correct.
Okay. Now, when did your husband move from Saudi Arabia to Houston? Do you know?
When?
Yes.
I don't remember right now.
Okay. Would that be correct that he moved permanently here in 2020?
Who, me? Who
No,
moved?
your husband.
I don't know when he moved.
Okay. All right. Let me move forward. Now, you stated that as far as you know, your husband doesn't work. Is that correct?
That's what he told me.
Okay. And what do you know?
I really don't know because I always go with the, what he says. So
Okay.
I don't have anything. I just
So-
hear, that's what I know.
So he told you that he doesn't work and you didn't ask, but you see him at home. Is that correct?
He told me he's not working for 4 years. So that's what
Okay.
I know.
But he was living in you are living together in the same house. Is that correct?
And I asked for him to get another
You
job.
are non-responsive.
Justine, just answer the question that's asked. He's asking, did y'all live in the same house?
Yes,
Okay. And throughout that you are living in the same house, who was paying the family expenses?
he was paying.
Okay, good. Now, are you aware that your husband was previously married before this marriage?
Yes,
Okay. Are you aware that your husband acquired some resources from the previous marriage before this marriage?
Objection, relevance.
What's the relevance, Mr. Uday?
The relevance is to show about where the resources, where the money that the man was spending, even though it was not working.
All right, overruled. You may answer that, ma'am.
Yes.
Can you repeat the question? I can't remember it now. I'm sorry.
Were you aware that, listen, were you aware that there was resources acquired by this man, by your husband, before you get married to him?
Objection calls for speculation.
I don't know.
Okay, you don't know.
Overruled.
Okay, you can answer, you don't know. Your lawyer asked you a question about the mortgage. You stated that the mortgage has been paid. Is that correct?
Correct.
So you knew fully well that the mortgage in the house you are living was paid in full. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Throughout, you've been living in United States. When you came in before you became a nurse, were you working in United States?
Yes, from 2015.
Or from 2015? When did you move to United States?
2010.
Okay. From 2010 to 2015, were you working?
No, I was
Okay.
stay home.
So is your testimony that your husband was supporting you throughout from 2010 to 2015? Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And from 2017 till now, no, 2017 till, according to you, December 2020, he was supporting you. Then he stopped supporting you in December 2020, according to you. Is that correct?
I don't remember the date, but yes,
Okay.
he stopped paying at some time.
Okay.
Remember, I have to
As
go
a
back.
wife, okay. As a wife, have you asked her, how come have you not been paying?
Yes, I asked.
And what did he say?
He has no job.
Okay. And did you know, and when he told you that he had no job, did you ask him what happened in his job?
Yes.
And what did he tell you?
He fought with the president.
His one arm?
Good to say it louder.
He fought with the president.
Or he told that he fought with the president?
Yes.
Okay. But you have never seen him dress up and go to work from 2017 to present.
He doesn't work here, so how do I see him every day? His work is not here. He never worked in the US, so.
But from 2017 till now, has he traveled outside United States?
I don't know, you should ask him about traveling, but he never worked
You're
here.
not non-responsive.
Sustained after, I don't know.
Okay, no, you don't know. But it's true that from that time till now, you all be living in the same house. Is that correct?
Yes, until I moved
Okay.
out, yes.
Next, let me ask you another question. Now, when did you start training as a nurse?
Trading,
When did you go back to school as a nurse?
2018.
Okay. And who, other than the student loan you showed in your financial statement, did your husband support you during that time?
Financially?
Yes,
Or
financially.
no?
So 2000, it wasn't, I thought you just testified that your husband was giving you money until December 2020.
Correct. He was giving us money for us to live with, eat, use other things for fuel and everything. But I was working, whatever I get, I pay for my student, for my school.
Isn't that your testimony earlier that you just started working in 2015? You work in 2015?
2015, I worked from 2015 as a phlebotomist,
Okay.
part-time. So
Okay.
whatever I get from there, I paid it for my school.
Okay. And did you share the money that you get with your husband as community money, that this is how much I made from working as, you said, phlebotomy or whatever? Did you share that money with your husband?
Yes,
So you and your husband have the same bank account or your account?
we never had bank account, shared bank accounts.
And you had yours?
I have mine where the work transfer money for me and he has his own.
Okay.
It has been like that.
So the bottom line is, when you were working, you maintained your own bank account. Is that correct?
Correct,
And he maintained his own bank account. Is that correct?
correct.
Okay. And it's also your testimony today that he was supporting you and your children with the $2,500 until at least December 2020.
Mhm. Correct.
And when you ask him, how come he's not supporting you all, he said he doesn't have employment. Is that correct?
Correct.
And according to you, you said he told you that he fought with the president. Is that correct?
Correct.
And as far as you know, he has not gone to work from, according to you, 17 to the present time. Is that correct?
That's what he told me. Correct.
Okay. But you don't have anywhere to verify that he was working during this period.
Correct.
Do you or you do not? The court wants to know.
I don't know. I
Okay.
just hear what he tells me. I don't
Okay.
have evidence.
Just one more question, then I'll let you go, and I'll pass you. The family bills. You said when you were living with him, he was the one paying all the bills. Is that correct?
I was paying the bills?
No, him was paying it.
Correct.
Okay. And you never asked where all this money was coming from because you always take his word for it. Is that correct?
Objection, if it assumes facts not in evidence.
Overruled. You may answer that, ma'am.
Okay.
I tried to ask, but he just tells me that I get the money, it's mine, and you just don't have to know. So I stopped
Okay.
asking.
Do you know the health condition of your husband now?
Yes,
What is his health condition?
he's used to have hypertension, diabetes, and he has some prostate issue recently that he got some surgery for.
Okay. And is it true that every once in a while you go and help him out in the house because of his health condition?
I never went to help him.
Okay. Do you know how old is your husband?
He was born 1958.
And that makes him do you know how old is that would be?
I didn't do the calculation.
Okay.
Want me to do the calculation?
No, I just asked you, you said 1958. But is your understanding that he's scheduled for some kind of surgery? Is that what you said?
Objection, assumes facts not in evidence.
Overruled. But I think she said he had already had the surgery. But ma'am, has he already had prostate surgery?
Yes.
Okay. Are you aware that he's scheduled for another surgery?
I don't know about that one.
I don't want to remind you, you're under oath, Ms. Abby. Are you aware that your husband is scheduled for another surgery? Yes or no?
No, I don't know.
Okay. Let me also ask you, other than this property that you all have here, do you think, do you know whether your husband has savings any other place?
He has what?
Savings, bank
What?
account.
I don't know.
Do you know whether your husband can borrow money to pay child support that you are asking for from anywhere?
I don't know.
Okay. Do you know whether your husband has resources anywhere to pay for child support that you are asking for?
He may have resources.
Okay. Is there any way you can tell this court where the resources might be?
I'm just assuming, it's not for sure, but he has some bank statements that he has some money.
Okay. So that is the resources you believe that he has is the bank statement. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Bank statement. If it is proven to this court that your husband doesn't have any resources anywhere except what he has in the bank statement, will your request for child support and medical support that you're asking through your lawyer, will that be fair and the best interest of the children?
Objection to the form of the question. It's confusing.
Sustained.
Okay.
There's more than one question in there. If you could break it down.
Okay. If it's true that your husband does not have any resources except the bank statement, will you still be asking for child support?
Well, I am
Yes or
doing
no?
as current as what I could. And if I can get help, that's fine. If I don't get help, that's fine too.
Your Honor, this is not responsive. Your Honor, my question requires yes or no.
I think she answered it. She said she will do with help or without help. So I think she answered it.
Okay. If it's like you presented to this court that you are aware of his medical problems or physical problems, and it's proved that he cannot go to work right now because of the medical situation, will you be still asking for child support?
Objection assumes facts not in evidence.
Your Honor,
Overruled. He's allowed
Yeah.
to lead her and suggest things. You may answer that, ma'am.
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
the question is, as you stated, he has hypertension, diabetes, prostate. According to you, let me list it for you in case you forgot.
Objection badgering.
Sustained. No sidebars.
Okay. Let me just ask you if it's true that your husband, as you testify, that he has type 2 diabetes, hypertension, and large prostate. According to you, will you be still asking for child support and medical support from him?
Yes.
Your Honor, I think the counsel is coaching the witness.
I'm not sure about that, but Ms. Pierce, make sure you're not writing any notes or suggesting anything.
Oh, I am.
Yes,
I'm writing questions, Your Honor.
No, you can write notes for yourself. I'm just saying, don't share any notes with the witness since she's on the stand.
Yes.
Let her testify from her memory. All right, Mr. Uday, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Let me also ask you, when you said that your anticipated rent for $1,300, that was your testimony when your lawyer asked you, is that correct?
Correct.
Have you shopped around the real estate to know how your rent will be $1,300?
Correct. Yes.
Do you have that evidence that you can provide the court this morning that your anticipated rent will be $1,300?
I didn't have it ready, but I have been doing my research. That's why I came up.
Okay, but you have nothing to show this. But you have nothing to show this court this morning. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. You also talked about your loan that you anticipated to pay the loan. Is that correct?
Correct.
But you have not started making the payment for that loan. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you have nothing to show the court now about you making a loan payment. Is that correct?
Objection relevance. We didn't put down a payment, Your Honor.
Your Honor, they mentioned it as the reasons why.
Overruled. She may answer that.
I have not started paying it, so.
So it was just that you put it in order to show that part of the things why you want a child support. Is that correct?
I'm gonna start paying it next month anyway. So when they send me the bill, I can present it then.
But do you have it with you today to show?
I can print it if it is needed.
I now responsible
right now.
Sustained.
One more question then. About your 18-year-old twins. If I may ask, Do they tell you their preference of who they want to live with?
I never try to discuss that because I don't want to put in their mind to choose between us.
Okay. But it's okay that they can choose to live with the dad, or can they live with you? Is that correct?
I do not have any problem with that. Whatever they choose.
Okay. Let me also ask you, since you moved from where the family house, where do they go to high school right now?
Same school that as
Okay.
last year.
Okay. So they are, what do you know the distance from where you're living now to where your husband is living?
Driving distance or
Yes, or maybe driving distance.
maybe 5 minutes.
Okay, so you guys are living in the same vicinity or the same neighborhood, is that correct?
Not the same neighborhood, but different neighborhood.
So you guys you and your husband can share custody of your 18-year-old, whereby they can stay with your husband and they can stay with you, is that correct?
I have no problem with that, whatever they want to do.
Okay, but it's okay that since you all live in the same place, he wouldn't mind you are sharing the custody 50-50.
I don't mind.
Okay. Do you think that your husband is good to his two boys?
I want them to answer it. Because
Okay. But being a mother, do you think he's a good father to his children?
In what way? Because there are good father in a financial way or in emotional way.
Okay.
Which one?
Does he support his children, his two boys?
Financially, yes.
Okay. Or is he abusive to his two boys?
I want them to answer that if it
Okay.
is.
Oh, sorry, not responsive. Okay.
Abstain.
Okay. And where you came from originally, do you know the importance of male children to their father? Do you know that?
Objection, relevance.
Did you say importance?
Where you all came from originally, do you know the importance of their male children to their father? Do you know?
Father is important from anywhere you come from.
Okay. Now,
I
not
know.
responsive. Can you go from where you came from? Do you know the importance, or yes or no, the importance of male children to their father?
Yes, I know.
Okay. Having known that, do you believe that Mr. Khan love his two boys?
Love in his own way, but I don't.
Okay.
I don't see that.
Okay, but he never abused them. Is that correct?
I would say verbal abuse.
Are your children driving vehicle now?
Yes,
Who purchased that vehicle?
that riding my car.
So your two are twins. They have vehicles. Is that correct?
They don't have vehicles.
I mean, your two sons.
They don't have vehicles. They are driving my car.
Okay. But who purchased? Is it the car that Mr. Khan purchased for you? Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And he is paying the insurance in the vehicle. Is that correct?
Correct.
And the easy tag, he's paying it for the car. Is that correct?
I'm sorry?
The easy tag that you have in the vehicle, he is paying for it. Is that correct?
It has expired.
But he was paying for it.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
All this thing he's been paying, you never paid attention to say, husband, where all these things, you used to do this, you can't do it anymore. Were you surprised that he doesn't do it anymore?
I tried to ask and I was told I should not know anything about financial issue, I just kept quiet long time ago.
Okay, but he was doing what he's supposed to do until recently, where his health started going down. Is that correct?
Objection assumes
Not
facts,
really.
not in evidence.
Not
All right,
really.
that's all I have, Your Honor, for this witness.
All right, all right, Mr. Uday, you have you have 32 minutes. Ms. Pierce, you have 30 minutes. Ms. Pierce, any redirect?
Yes, I have a few questions, Your Honor.
All right, you may proceed.
Miss Abdi, can you practice as a doctor in America?
No,
Have you ever practiced as a medical doctor?
in America,
Ever?
back in Ethiopia, and then back in Saudi Arabia for some time.
And what would it require for you to be licensed to practice as a medical doctor in America?
You have to have a USMLE exam to pass.
Okay. And did y'all purchase your house in 2009?
2009.
Okay. And if your husband shows in bank statements that he has over $100,000, should he help support his children?
I believe so.
Is he able to work?
He's able-bodied to work. As
I
well.
can hear, can you raise up a little bit?
Please, it's for the court as well.
Yes, he's able to work.
How much time has he spent with these boys over the last 18 years?
Not really emotionally, and personally, they're not really connected. Although he's a good father, financially, he helped us all this time. He supported us with money, everything. He does everything. I can give him that. But emotionally, with the boys, there is no connection.
He asked you about a car. What kind of car do you have?
Nissan Armani,
And what year is it?
2010.
And are you asking the court to award you temporary possession of the 2010 Nissan?
Correct. Because that's the car I use to go to work, and that's the car the boys use to go to school.
And what kind of car does your husband have?
Infinity.
And what year is that?
In 2016, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure, 2016.
That's all I do have one question. When you asked your husband to get a job, has he ever told you why he wouldn't get a job?
We discussed about this for a while, and I suggested him, since his country doesn't provide him any job, why don't look for UN organization, WHO, apply some job, because he has a good resume, he has been a president, and they would really take him quickly. And he said, you want me to be slave for you? You want me to leave this country and work for you? I want to work only for my country. I don't want to work anywhere else. Well, I said, okay, why don't you work in the US? I don't want to be Uber driver. I don't want to be working in Walmart. I don't want to lower myself. I'm an ambassador, so I don't want to do anything. It's your job now. You be a nurse, start learning, and get a job and start taking care of me, because I've been taking care of me. It's your job. I'm retiring. That's what he has been telling me.
Okay. I'll pass the witness.
All right, Mr. Uday, any further questions of this witness?
Just one thing, and then I'll just one question. Is it, you say you lived with, at some point, you lived with Anthony in Saudi Arabia, is that correct?
Correct.
When he was living in Saudi Arabia, do you know who he was working for?
It was the embassy, but not as an ambassador, but it's an embassy, but as a staff.
Isn't it true that he worked for another country as Australian foreign ministry? So he has worked for other than Sudanese. He has worked for nations of other countries. Is that correct?
I don't understand your question. Can you repeat it? In Saudi Arabia?
In Saudi Arabia, other than working for Sudanese government, he worked for government of another country. And you are aware of that. Is that correct?
Yeah, he worked in Australia embassy. Yeah.
Okay. So the statement that you provide your lawyer that he doesn't work for nobody except Sudanese government is not correct. Is that correct?
I didn't say he doesn't want to work except anybody. I just say that he wants to serve his country and his people. And that's why he's speaking to wait for them to give him assignment. That's what he told me.
So is your testimony today that you know he doesn't have assignment right now?
That's what he tells me. He doesn't have assignment, but he has assignment in Sudan, South Sudan.
Okay, that's all I have, Your Honor.
Ms. Pierce, anything further?
I have nothing with this witness, Your Honor. I will reserve her for rebuttal if necessary.
Okay. Ms. Pierce, you have 26 minutes. Mr. Uday, you have 30 minutes. Ms. Pierce, you may call your next witness.
I'd like to call Mr. Anthony Kahn.
All right, you may proceed.
Yes,
Mr. Kahn, can you state your name for the court?
my name is Anthony Louis Con.
And how many bank accounts do you have?
Currently here, I have with the Chase Bank about 4 or 5 because I have my 2 kids, they have their bank account with me.
Okay, what about accounts outside of the US?
I don't have any account. I used to have an account in Egypt when I used to work in the embassy. So after I left Egypt, the account became dormant. I don't have nothing to do there.
And what happened to your Citibank account?
Citibank account I already closed a long time ago.
Your Honor, at this time, I would like to offer I'd like to offer P4 into evidence.
Any objection to P4, Mr. Uday?
P4, where is the P4?
P4 is the documents you provided me this morning. His bank statements from 2021.
I'm sorry that his R is a respondent. I'm sorry if he's we made a mistake. It's not P, it's F. R4, okay.
All right, so I'm sorry, is it R4 or P4?
It's R.
No. What? You just gave it to me today. It can't be R4. You have R4 listed as Harris County Toll Road Authority. So I'm introducing it as an exhibit, Your Honor.
Okay,
P4.
so Mr. Uday, do you have any objection to P4, which appears to be bank statements of your client that you provided to Ms. Pierce?
No,
I mean, does he want to call them R10? I don't have a problem if he wants to call them R10.
The exhibit
Hold
4.
on, I'm just trying to figure out my bank statement of my client. I don't know why it's a P4. I have it here. Why is it 4? I have it on mine as 3.
Because I'm offering it.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I want to
I'm
offer
sorry.
it. Yes.
I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. Okay.
Or do you have any objection to P4?
No, no objection.
P4 is admitted.
Okay. So, Your Honor, may I share P4?
You may.
Mr. Khan, wait, am I sharing right now? Is it on the screen?
It is.
Yes, it is.
Okay. It looks strange to me for some reason. Mr. Khan, do you recognize this document?
This document, yes.
Okay, do you see right here where it says? your name?
Anthony Court, yes.
And can you tell me the date of this statement here?
This is from January, February 26 to 2021.
Okay, I have another question.
Sharing,
You only
please.
You only gave me page 3. You only started on page 3. Where are the first 2 pages of this document?
Well, some of the pages out sometime when they printed it, some of them you see that they're blank, they have nothing. So when I went to the FedEx to copy them, for some of them we have no any writing, so I had to remove them.
So it says here that total electronic withdrawals that month were 13,800, but of course I'm only seeing about 6,000 of it right here. I can't see what the other 7,000 is. Would you agree with that statement? And then we go down to
Yes.
your savings in January, and you had $40,000 in your savings account. Is that correct?
Yes,
Is this a Chase account, account 570?
yes,
Okay, so you moved 3,000, 2 days later, another 3,000, and then 1,000 after that. Is that correct?
yes.
Do you remember why you moved that money?
First of all, this money is not removed. I have money from saving account. I have to take money from saving account to remove them to the checking account in order to be able to pay my monthly bill, because which I said already automatic, they are being taken from me. So I have to move every month money from the saving account to the checking account.
Okay, and so the second page of this document is actually one of your son's college accounts. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes,
And this is the other twin's college account.
yes.
Okay, so on this again is a college account. Let's go down to, okay, so on this page, can you tell me here at the top what the date of this statement is?
This is February 27, 2021 through March
Okay.
March 31st, 2021.
Okay, apparently you added $73,000 to your savings account. Is that correct?
What is it?
You added $73,000 to your savings account.
Yes.
Where did that money come from?
Okay. In 2000, after I left 2018, after 2017, I finished from Egypt as an ambassador of South Sudan. I went to South Sudan because I didn't have any job. So I decided to try to get myself into some sort of agricultural project. So I told my wife that I wanted to get myself into agricultural project in South Sudan. So I wanted to buy some tractors. So I sent her the money, about 100 and something thousand to her account, so that she could send it to an account where I was going to buy the tractors. So she sent the money there and I bought 3 tractors. Then later on, when I bought the 3 tractors, I came and find some difficulty in cultivating. So what I did, I had to sell these tractors and then get the money back to my account, which I did.
Okay, so that money you're talking about that you had your wife transfer was back in 2018, is that correct?
That's the money, yes.
Okay,
The money actually is more than this, 73,000, money was around almost 100,000. But because the transfer, I managed to transfer this part of it. Then later on, I transferred the other one. It is reflected in the statement here.
okay, what account did this $73,000 come from?
This is, I sent it from South Sudan.
So do you have a bank account in South Sudan?
That was the account, yes. I used to have an account in South Sudan, but later on I closed it.
And what year did you close it?
I just closed it recently when I was coming. That was the time I closed it.
Do you mean 2021?
21, something like that, yes.
What bank is that at in South Sudan?
That is what they call Kenyan Commercial Bank. It's a Kenyan commercial bank. Because in South Sudan, you can't transfer any dollar unless through a foreign, because there is no transaction, hard currency transaction with the US. So you have to do it through the Kenyan Commercial Bank.
Okay. So now we're showing you have a savings of $106,000 in March of 21. That's correct?
Yes.
And let's go down. You may,
Yes, I'm not hearing you, ma'am.
okay. So then you transferred 12,500 back to your checking account. Is that correct?
Yes.
And once again, we're starting on page 3 of this. You didn't provide the first 2 pages of these statements. Is that correct?
It's the same thing, ma'am. It's just the same because some of them they went because when they printed them, they are just blank. There is nothing on it. So when you are copying them, you have to remove them because there is no need to keep them.
Well, you're saying that the first 2 pages of your statement are blank?
Some of them are blank. Some of them you'll find something like a normal kind of writing, which is not like which is not a bank statement or something like that. Maybe they're talking about disclaimer or something like that.
Okay.
Mm.
Here is looking at page 7. What's the date on this statement?
It's May the 1st, 2021 through May 28th, 2021.
And I noticed this is page 1, so this one isn't blank apparently. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you've crossed out all the account numbers.
Yes, that's the account number I have. All the account number I have, these are the one the bank printed. I told them to print me all the accounts, so they printed it. So for the purpose of just protecting myself, because I don't know who is going to receive this document, so I had to cancel. But if you need the original one, you can have them anytime.
So now we're down to $88,000 in all of your accounts at this point. Is that correct?
Yes.
What kind of bills were you paying in April and May that cost
Okay.
$18,000?
Okay, ma'am. First of all my accounts here, all the money I have, I put them in this account, and I set up an automatic payment to pay all the bills, to pay the insurance, to pay the utilities, to pay everything automatic every month they deduct from it. And then here, when I started like in January, I had to pay the property tax. And you know, property tax is very expensive. And I had to pay homeowners association. And I have to pay the house insurance about 3,900. And I had to pay so many things. So if you add up all these things, it comes down because everything is documented because very rare I use cash myself.
Right. But
Unless
it would be easier to see that if the pages were included, would it not?
Well, there is no problem. If you wish for them to be printed again, you can be printed. But that's what I have. That's what I'm just telling you. But I don't mind. Even if you want to go to the bank to check everything in the bank, I have no problem at all.
Okay, sir, let's look at page 9. Can you tell me the date on this statement?
This is May 29, 2021 through June 30th, 2021.
Okay, and so now we have another 29,000 leaving the account. Would that be accurate? It goes from 88.8 to 59.9.
Yes, because this bank account, ma'am, normally there are a lot of things now because I'm the one only paying everything in the house. You know, our money, our yearly expenses in the house is around 80 to 90,000 US dollar. Because when you have the insurance car, you have for example, the car insurance, the house property tax, and then you have the other bills, homeowners associations, and then my boys alone, yearly, my budget for the boys is between 15 to 20,000 US dollar, and it's not reflected here. Some of them is because I have to, for basketball, I have to transfer the money to their basketball for the AAU. And if they are traveling, going to put up, for example, in a hotel in one of the cities, I have to pay for their hotels. I have to pay for everything like that. For their mom also, I have to pay for her education because she's saying that I'm not supporting her. I have the documents and even the letter from her asking me to provide money in order to pay for her education. And I have all these documents are available.
Okay, that's good. I'll get those from you. So I'm looking here on this page, 617.
617.
Yeah, I'm looking, you moved $23,000 into this account and you started paying off, it looks like a bunch of credit cards. Is that,
Yes.
I don't, apparently now we're down to $28,000. Do you remember being served on June 28th?
Yes, 28, I know that.
Okay, and then, so we went down, this is, okay, on page 11, which is July 30th of 2021, the account dropped another $26,000. Is that correct?
Okay.
Is it,
Okay, let me explain to you why some of the things. You know, since my wife, she's telling you that since she left the house, that I have never paid anything, but that is not correct. When the schools were supposed to be open, she wrote to me that she wanted me to take the boys to Memorial shopping mall in order to buy them their clothes and shoes and everything for the schools. So 4 of us, we went to Memorial, and I had to buy them things for almost about 2,500. That's one. Number 2, she asked me that she wanted the boys to have a car. I have a car of my daughter from previous marriage. The car was with us in the house, and it needed a lot of, she said, no, I need the car to be, everything to be changed. You have to change the tires, you have to change everything like that. So I went and checked the 4 tires. I went at the same time also,
Okay.
I have to do the AC, and I have to change the battery, I have to do everything, and paid for the insurance. I paid almost about 2,400 or 2,500. And I gave them to the boys to drive it. And still, I am paying a lot of things for them. I am paying the car insurance, and I'm paying for the umbrella insurance for the boys also, and for
okay,
her.
I'll get to that when I talk about your FIS.
Okay.
Sir, how many credit cards do you have?
I have so many credit cards, ma'am, but I'm not
Okay.
using them. I'm not using them all. I have so many credit from Citibank. I have, okay, but I'm not using them. I'm just having them with me. I have maybe about 9 or 10 or something like that, but I'm
Okay,
not using
sir,
them.
here on July 30th, you paid $10,000.
July?
Yeah. July 30, right here. You paid,
You said July what are you looking at?
oh, I don't know what I did. I've got to undo that.
Mhm.
Right here, July 30th, it's on the screen, is it not? You paid $10,000 to Citi Card. You see that?
Yes,
Yes.
I see that. Oh,
Yes. You know, sometimes some of these cards, because they accumulate.
Objection,
Because
non-responsive. There's
Mm.
not a question.
yes, I said yes, I paid yes. I said I paid yes.
Okay,
But-
so now we're looking at August 31st, 2021,
Mm.
and another, hard math. 15,000 is removed from the account. Is that correct? It's
Yes,
down
the
to
money here, yes,
18,000 now.
something like around something like that, yes.
And so somehow in the last 6 months, you have been able to dispose of almost $100,000.
That, ma'am, let me just explain, if you
Is
may,
that
you may allow
objection,
me.
non-responsive?
Sustained.
How
Ms.
much-
Pierce,
how much-
just so you know, you have 6 minutes.
Okay, I'd like to offer R1 into evidence, Your Honor.
All right, any objection to R1, Mr. Uday? That's your first exhibit.
and no, there's no objection.
All right, R1's admitted.
May I share, Your Honor?
May?
Well, I'm sorry. Well, I don't actually. I'll save my time and well, I can't, he didn't give me his exhibits, his individual exhibits, I don't think. I'm having trouble posting it. Let me,
Alyssa, I sent you my exhibit in Dropbox. Maybe it's not, and also sent it an email.
I mean, I got it, but it's like everything together. And I just realized I didn't. Okay, I'm just going to ask you some things based on your exhibit. You state in there you have a house payment of $1,000 a month, sir.
Oh,
Is that accurate? Uh-oh, what happened to it?
Going off the record for a second. We've lost our witness.
Can we go off the timer too, Judge?
I did. I stopped the timer as soon as we had the problem.
Judge, just for me to be on the safe side, how much time do I have?
You have 30 minutes. Ms. Pierce has 5.
Yes, I'm back. Yes, I'm back. Sorry.
All right, we're going to get back on the record. The court's back on
Yeah.
the record. Ms. Pierce, you may proceed. Ms. Pierce, you're muted.
And that was a really good question. So, Mr. Khan, on your financial
Yes.
information statement, you have stated, Your Honor, do you have a copy of this that you can be referring to since it's been
I do.
admitted? Okay, thank you. You have stated you have $1,000 house payment. How did you come up with that amount?
The house payment, okay, 1,000. It's when you take the property tax, and then you add the premium, the monthly for the house insurance, and then you divide the homeowners association by 12,
Okay,
and then you come around to that figure.
okay, and you state utilities $950 a month. What kind of utilities do you have?
Okay, utilities. I have. Let's say we have water, and then we have electricity, and water, electricity, and gas.
Okay.
And yes.
Okay, for food, you
Yes.
have $2,500.
I think, Lisa, maybe it didn't come out right because the numbers are from what I have in here. Is the utility 2,500, the food is 150. Maybe when we sent it to you, scan it, the numbers did not go to the line it's supposed to be.
So are you stating your food is not $2,500 a month?
No, we don't have it as a 25 on what I got in here.
Yeah, okay, but I'm actually trying to ask the witness, how much do you spend on food a month, sir?
Well, previously with the family, I sent them
Objection,
2,500.
not non-responsive. How much do you, living by yourself, spend on food a month?
Approximately like 1,500.
Okay.
And you have childcare in school at $1,700 a month. Can you explain? Your children go to public school, do they not?
Yes.
What are you paying $1,700 a month for?
Okay, my budgeting every year to my family is about $20,000 for the kids alone.
I just learned what do you
when you
pay?
divide that by 12, it comes around to that.
He's asking what that money's for, not
That money, okay, that money, first of all, they have the AAU for both of them for the basketball. AAU, I transfer a lot of money. I have them here. I have to pay sometimes 3,400 or 5,000 or 4,000. That's
Your Honor, I object. The counsel is still conferring with the witness, and I don't think it's fair.
Oh, no, she can confer with her client when the client's not on the stand. I don't have any problem with that. So the judge is overruled. You may continue, Mr. Khan, if you're not done with your answer.
Yes. So so I pay for the AAU. I have been paying it for the almost more than 10 years since they arrived here.
Okay, and
And I
how
have
much
the
is
records in the back.
AAU? How much is the AAU annually?
It's normally sometimes it's 3,000, sometimes it's about 3,500. That's only to pay. And then for their clothes, you have to pay another for the clothes, for the jersey and all these things. You pay
Okay.
sometimes like
So
500 to 1,000 US dollars.
when was the last time you paid AAU for your sons?
It just recently, she knows it when I even last 2020. She asked me and I paid it. Yes.
Okay, I need to move on. I don't have much time. You spend $600 a month in clothing, is that correct?
For me, yes.
Okay, you don't have a job, but you need $600 a month in clothing?
Yes.
And it says you do laundry $600 a month. What are you having laundered?
No, laundry, this is, first of all, I mean, some of the things I wrote here is the laundry. We have the for the family, because they have a lot of things. So there is schools. I have some suits. I have to take them to the dry cleaning. I have to something like that. So that's what I said for the laundry and clothing and laundry.
Okay, legal fees you're paying.
Hold on, Ms. Pierce, you're out of time. Mr. Uday, your witness.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. I think at this time, I'm going to make a brief opening statement.
Okay, you may do
And
so.
yes, Your Honor, we have a case of a husband and wife that have been married for more than 10 years. Her husband was an ambassador and worked for many years. And when she became down on his luck, and his wife decided to divorce. Wife never worked. Wife is a trained doctor in Ethiopia. Wife is also a trained nurse in United States. We have a case whereby the husband is of more than 62 years of age and suffering from, has a serious health issues that's scheduled to have medical surgery. And at this time that he took care of his family until 2020, when he could not pay. Our husband had income from previous marriage and used the income to sustain his family, and wife never worked for many, many years. Our husband is a father of two and want to keep his family together. Unfortunately, when one person said that he has to have a divorce, we have to have a divorce. That's the case of where we have here. And we would like to ask for spousal support. We would like for custody or shared custody. And we would like to ask that at this point, that the child support is not warranted based on the condition of my clients. Now, at this point, I'm going to call my first witness, and that is Anthony Khan.
Your
I'm
Honor?
sorry, Ms. Pierce, yeah.
Hold on, I'm sorry, my internet froze during his opening, which is not, I don't have to have heard his opening. I just want I don't know what I'm gonna do, I guess, if we had this the other day. Unfortunately, in this court, I did. I don't know, it seems to be okay right now. I just want to make sure. I don't really know how I don't know if I should try that thing again where I called in, or just in case, because I mean, can you tell when I'm frozen?
No, not always, because I'm taking notes and doing calculations and things like that. So I'm not always going to catch it right away if you freeze up. But,
Okay, well, it did say my connection was unstable. I haven't seen it again since. Maybe I'll just write the call-in number down, Your Honor, and I'll call in quickly if something happens.
Or you can cut your video if it happens, maybe hit stop video, and I'll certainly see that if your video goes down.
Oh, that's a great idea. Oh, okay.
Thank you, Ms. Pierce.
Okay,
So,
can I quickly? get-
Your Honor, would I reclaim my 2 minutes that Ms.
Yes,
Pierce
I-
just?
Yeah, I'm sorry, yes.
I'm stopping the time when we have interruptions. So that
Okay.
I'm not counting against-
I'm gonna rush through my my client's testimony. Mr. Anthony, please could you state your name
My name is Anthony Louis Con.
and where are you from originally?
I'm from South Sudan.
Okay, prior to living in when did you come to US?
I came here in December 2000.
Okay, and prior to coming to US, where have you lived?
Where I have lived I have lived in Sudan and Saudi Arabia, Ethiopia, and Congo Kinshasa. That's the place in Ethiopia.
And I'm assuming that you are living with your wife and the two twins. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And let me just bring you for your employment. In the last 2 years, have you been employed?
No.
And are you
No,
currently?
yes, yeah. For employment, I am employed, yes.
Okay. And where are you employed?
I'm employed with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of South Sudan.
Okay. And right now, for the past 2 years, have you made income?
No.
And can you tell this court, when you say you are employed with the Foreign Ministry of Southern Sudan and you have not made income, how does it work?
Okay, I finished my posting in December 2017 in Egypt as an ambassador of Republic of South Sudan. And according to the letter you have from my ministry, I was recalled and transferred to the headquarters of the ministry with no assignment. And since that time, I'm just in the pool. I have no assignment until the president asked me to go to another posting again. So I'm still there. I don't have anything. I'm staying there. There is no work for me, but I'm employed by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs until I get another assignment to one of the posts again.
Okay. Before I do that, did you turn in all your financial statements to this
Yes.
court?
Yes.
And that financial statement is marked as Exhibit 1. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And that is the financial statement that your wife's attorney talked to you about how much what you are spending on. Is that correct?
Yes.
And everything in that financial statement shows what you spend and how much you have in the bank. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I am at this time.
Wait, I'm not sure. Are you talking about R1?
Yes. My R1. I'm talking about financial statement.
How many pages is R1? Like I said, mine did not come.
It's
Mine is
2 pages.
1 and 2, but I can share it. Lily?
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Can you come and help me and share this? Your Honor, may I share the Exhibit 1 and point something out?
You may.
Yeah, Your Honor, I'm having a trouble. I don't know whether I can pause and work my how I can share this exhibit.
Well, I have the
Um, have-
exhibit in front of me, so I can follow along, and Ms. Pierce has your exhibits as well. So is it just that you need to show the witness or?
No. The okay. If that is if Miss Lisa can follow along, that's okay. Lisa, is that okay?
Yeah, I printed it out. Uh-huh.
Okay, because I don't know what is going on with this. In the Mr. Khan, on the first page of your income financial statement, you listed that the only resources you have as of yesterday was 7,997.97. Is that correct?
Yes,
And that is on page 1. Is that correct?
yes,
Okay. Other than this money that you listed here, do you have capability of raising money anywhere?
no,
Can you have capability of borrowing money from any place?
no,
Okay. And in your name, this is what you have at present. Is that correct?
could you repeat that again?
This is all you have in your name.
Yes,
Okay. Now, I was asking you earlier on to explain what this does it mean to be on a pool. So your testimony here is from 2017 to now, your name is on the pool, but you have not worked. Is that correct?
yes,
And the ministry will show that you are employed unless. Okay.
Objection leading.
Overruled.
Okay. Answer it again. Answer.
yes,
Okay. Now, let me go to, and the amount on my exhibit 2, the total amount that you have in the
Wait.
account.
Hold on. Did you say exhibit 2?
Now I'm going to exhibit 2.
Okay. I'm going to object to the witness testifying to a document that's not been admitted into evidence.
Sustained.
Okay. Now, it is your testimony that the amount that you have in the bank is 7,097.97. Is that correct?
yes,
And you get that amount from the bank statement. Is that correct?
yes,
And that the bank statement is what you printed it out and you shared it as your exhibit 2. Is that correct?
yes,
At this point, Your Honor, I'm offering exhibit 2 into evidence.
You need
I need,
R2.
I'm gonna object, Your Honor. I don't even think there's anything to indicate on it what it is. It's like a screenshot, which I need to open up his, I'm sorry, Your Honor, I've got to open up his exhibit so I can look at it, but
It is a screenshot of his account. So the court's going to overrule the objection to R2. R2 is admitted.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Moving forward with that exhibit 2, moving forward, at some point, you had more money in your account. Is that correct?
yes,
And that money being used to to pay the family expenses as shown in your bank statement that you provided. Is that correct?
objection
Yes.
leading.
Sustained. Don't lead your witness.
Okay. Part of exhibit 2 is the statement from Chase Bank. Is that correct?
yes,
And in that Chase, on the second page of that showed that in January 30 through January 30 through February 26, 2021, you have the balance of 33,022.89. Is that correct?
yes.
I'm sorry,
And-
can you tell me which which exhibit are you referring to right now?
I am still on a 2, but I'm going through on the second page.
Exhibit 2 has more than one page?
Yes,
All right,
I-
I
there's
only
a
show
bank
exhibit-
statement. We have
I only
asked
see one
questions.
page.
The bank
You have
statements are
asked
exhibit,
questions about, I'm just asking the same question about the bank statements that at least are the questions that you went through with my client.
right, Mr. Uday, but
about-
Mr. Uday, the reason for the confusion was you're referring to it as R2. Your bank records or his bank records are exhibit R3. If you want to offer those, you can, but they're already in evidence as P4, I believe, as well.
Okay, let me pass through then. Okay, is that P? So she has it as P4, is that correct, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me just reference that so that you know what I'm talking about, Lisa. So it is your testimony that all the withdrawals you did for the family was presented in exhibit P4 that your wife lawyer asked you a question about. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Sometime in, do you know sometime in 2017, how much you have in your bank account?
My bank account, I had the total of the money I had when the money in the bank was about 170 something thousand. And then plus the pending arrears of salaries, which was about 52, 53, it became like over 200 and something thousand US dollar.
Okay. Is that the money that you are using to run your family?
Yes.
Is that the money that you use to pay all the bills for the family when
Yes.
you are not working?
Yes. And it is proved by the withdrawals.
And at that period, your wife was not working, is that correct?
She has never worked, I
Objection.
told her. Yes.
Objection that misstates the evidence.
Overruled. You may answer that, sir.
You said you may answer.
Was your wife working during that time?
My wife, she started saying that she's working and I have never seen her money. But she works as a part-time, sometimes as one of what they call PNR. But I have never seen, since we got married, I have never seen her money.
But it is your testimony that the money that you deposit in your account from 2017, which is about $200,000, that's what you use to run the family.
Yes.
And your wife never helped in running the family, whether she worked or she didn't work.
She can prove it if she has ever done it, she can prove it. Even for the house, she can prove it. Let her show something to show that she has been paying any bills, house bills.
Let me show you, just to give an on page, I'm going to number this one. Oh, you know what, strike. So,
Your Honor? Your Honor,
Yes,
All right. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, I'm concerned when we're about to start doing exhibits that every once in a while I'm losing. Can I participate verbally by phone?
Sure.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm doing it properly. Okay.
Mr. Uday, you may continue.
I'm ready.
we started it in sometime in 2017. You had over $200,000 in your account. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that is the money you use to run your family.
Yes.
And is your wife aware of how you made that money?
That's money
Objection.
from.
Question.
What was the objection?
Calls for speculation.
I just asked
Overruled.
the question, Your Honor.
If he's overruled, he may answer that if he knows.
Yes, the money I made from my salary and from my saving, because when my wife came to me, when I married her, I had been working in Saudi Arabia for more than 14 years, for more than 13 years. So I had savings from the Australian government and from proceeds. So all this money is the money I had.
You believe that your wife can read and write?
Yes,
You believe that your wife is an intelligent lady?
yes,
The testimony that your wife said she didn't know what was going on with you, is that correct?
I don't believe that.
Yes or no? The statement that she didn't know anything about you, who you work for, how you, when you stop working.
No.
Do you know how long it takes to become a medical doctor in Ethiopia?
She actually finished in Russia, in Moscow. She
Okay, do
finished
you know
medicine in
how
Moscow.
long she went to school?
8 years. 8 years, according to her statement, she spent 8 years.
Okay, that's all. Now, I'm gonna go to I was asking you that you said that you paid for everything that is in the household. Is that correct?
Yes,
And part of it is you're paying for the Harris County Toll Road Authority. Is that correct?
yes,
And that is what your wife she uses the Harris County Toll Road Authority tag to run.
Yes.
Is that correct?
yes,
And that is what you show just for this court, the marked as Exhibit 4. Is that correct?
yes.
Your Honor, at this time, I'm going to tender Exhibit 4 as a recurring debt that he's paying.
Any objection to R4?
Well, I'm objecting to relevance. She stated the card is no longer active. So for purposes of deciding who pays what, I don't know why it's relevant.
All right, the objection to R4
Your Honor, it is
hold
that
on, the
he,
objection to R4 is overruled. R4 is admitted.
Okay.
You may continue, Mr. Uday.
okay. Let me talk about, your wife was asking about for you to pay child support today. Do you believe you have the resources to pay child support right today?
I don't have the resources apart from 7,000 I have.
Okay. And is your testimony that you don't have a way that you can borrow money to pay the child support?
No.
Okay. Let's talk about the health insurance. Prior to you being your situation, who was paying the health insurance for your children?
For the health insurance, actually, she was the one. She was the one arranging it. I don't know how she was arranging it, but she can explain it.
But
Because
how
I
was
used to
it,
give.
how was it paid?
My wife, she know, because I used to send her 2,500, but she was the one supposed actually to say to lady, because I was outside the country.
Okay.
But for any information regarding the house, the child, she was the one actually who knows who can better answer it.
Okay. So in other words, you send the money to her, she used the money for the benefit of the family, including paying
For the
health
benefit.
insurance.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Let me talk about your health condition right now. Are you physically fit? Yes or no?
Objection.
I can say I'm sick, but I'm physically fit. Yes.
Okay. Are you sick from what?
I'm sick. I have diabetes type 2. I have hypertension. I have thyroids, and then prostate.
And how old are you?
I'm 63 years and 8 months and 9 months. I'm
Okay.
almost about 64.
Okay. I have to rush you because my time. Are you under the care of any medical professionals?
Yes.
Did you get, do you know Dr. Ablashi Davopo?
Yes, that's my doctor. Obliged my doctor. That's my family doctor.
Okay. Do you still see him?
Yes.
And when was the last time you saw him?
I saw him just about last month.
Okay. Do you recognize or do you recall him giving you a letter?
Yes.
And in that letter, just for the sake, it said based on his medical issues, it's being recommended that he be restricted from traveling.
Objection to counsel reading from a document that's not been admitted into evidence.
Sustained.
Okay. So you said that the doctor gave you some kind of letter. Is that correct?
Yes.
In that, the letter, was it in a course of the doctor doing his physician consultation with you?
Yes.
And you believe that what he put in that document is fair and accurate. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah. At this time, Your Honor, I'm going to introduce Exhibit 5, a letter from Dr. Ablash Davapo.
Ms. Pearson,
I'm gonna, sorry, I have an objection. It's hearsay. It is not a letter that was produced as a part of his medical record, and it is, hearsay.
the letter from the doctor's hearsay. So R5 is not admitted, but he can certainly testify about his current medical status.
Okay. Well, do you have, based on what you said about your condition, are you capable of traveling outside United States?
Yes, I can travel if
But
I can travel, but with the permission of the doctor.
But has
Because
the doctor cleared, your doctor cleared you to travel?
If he cleared me to travel, I can travel anytime. I can go.
Listen to, has your doctor cleared you to travel?
No.
Okay. Has your doctor said that you got based on your health issues, you cannot travel?
Yes.
Okay.
Objection leading.
Overruled. I'm gonna allow it since y'all are on a clock.
Okay. Thank you, Jan.
And let's see.
Other than Dr. Ablash Davopo, do you see any other doctor?
Yes, I see Dr. Karen Todd, urologist, and I see urologist, and I see another doctor also is mentioned, Dr. Edward Nicholas. This is for thyroid in a different hospital, Memorial, and I see an eye doctor.
And all these doctors, have they cleared you that you are physically fit or ready to take any kind of manual work? Is that correct?
Nobody has cleared me anything.
Okay.
And Mr. Uday, you have 3 minutes, just so you know.
Okay. Mine went by fast. So, where you work at in the Federal Ministry of Sudanese, when they stop giving you assignment, do they give you any letter?
Yes, they gave me a letter of one of the minister. You have it. It is mentioned that when they recall me, they mentioned that you have stopped, you have been recalled without no assignment.
Section for the witness testifying to a document not admitted to evidence.
I just asked a question. Thank you. I just asked you, did they give you any letter?
Yes,
What does that letter call?
that's called letter of recall.
And what does letter of recall means?
The letter of recall is termination of your services outside and asking you to come back to the country.
Okay. And you have not been able to go back to the country because the doctor have not released you. Is that correct?
Yes.
Objection leading.
Overruled.
Okay. You can answer.
He said yes. That he's
Okay.
not allowed to leave. the country.
And you hoping that once you are released from all these your medical conditions, you can go back. Is that correct?
Yes.
One more question. Let me, at this point, Your Honor, I'm going to introduce evidence exhibit number 6 into evidence. Exhibit number 6.
Which one? Oh, I'm going to object, Your Honor. It's hearsay. It also includes interlineations, and it is.
Your Honor, there's no
hearsay,
alienation on exhibit number 6. It's just a letter from Republic of Southern Sudan.
All right, then
It
R6,
says that the-
R6 is, the objection to R6 is sustained. R6 is not admitted.
Let me just bring, because I have a limited time, Tony. Are you asking that this court rule that your wife pay you temporary spousal support?
Yes.
And have you been married with her for more than 10 years?
Yes.
And-
I've been taking care of her even she was a girlfriend before even got married.
Okay. So that you've been with her for more than 10 years, is that correct?
Yes.
And you have been out of work for 2 years, is that correct?
But for almost 4 years.
And part of that 4 years because of health reasons, is that correct?
Yes.
And you're asking this court to make a temporary support, and once you're able to get better, that you can go back to work. Is that correct?
Yes.
And prior to you being the condition you are now, you have been working and taking care of your family. Is that correct?
Yes.
And I see what you have in here. Part of the condition that you have, other than this, are you depressed?
Say again?
Objection leading.
Overruled.
I just asked a question. Do you
Yes,
have any depression
but-
issues?
It's leading, but I'm going to allow it.
Depression issues. I'm passing through some depression issues because of this situation where I'm in now, where
Okay.
my wife just without any reason, without anything, she just asked for a divorce because I have invested all my life in them, in her and in my kids. And I just find myself, my wife has left me. There is no reason, there is no fight, there is nothing. Just decided to leave the house and says things that has nothing, no relevance to me or even the way we lived. And I still talk to her. I love her and I love my kids and I wish them back.
Yeah. Are you asking this court that at this point, since you are not able to make spousal support, if anything, for your wife to make spousal support, for your wife to pay child support and for you to stay with your 2 boys, is that correct?
Yes.
And do you think you are emotionally connected with your 2 sons?
Yes.
Tell this court the relationship between, coming from Sudan, the relationship between a father and sons in a sentence.
But could you repeat that again?
Can you tell this court the relationship supposed to exist between sons and father?
The relationship is a relationship of love. I love my kids and they love me. And I have nothing else left in my life because I'm almost 64 and I have invested all my life I love my boys. I love my kids. I would like to see them go to university and finish and become responsible people everywhere. I love to see them to get involved in their daily life because I have been working outside. I had been working out all these years. I want to find myself that I'm doing something in order to make them, to prepare them for the future, to become good citizens.
All right, thank you,
You know,
Mr.
can I-
Hold on, Mr. Uday, you're out of time as well.
Okay.
All right, the court's gonna issue the following temporary orders. And first, let me say this, I was impressed with both parties. I think you're both well-spoken and both highly educated. And I have a feeling that if I met your boys, they would impress me as well. And so you're to be complimented on that. It sounds like y'all done a good job with these boys. The problem we have, though, is we have limited income right now. And I know, Ms. Pierce, we haven't fully developed the case. There may be discovery that's done that reveals maybe there is income that the court's not aware of. But right now, I have to rule based on the evidence that's in front of me. And that's what I'm going to do. The court's ruling is as follows. The parents are named as temporary joint managed conservators of these children or boys. Mom is given the exclusive right to determine the residence of the children within Fort Bend County or any county that's contiguous to Fort Bend. Mom will have the exclusive right to make medical, psychological, psychiatric, educational decisions for the children. And she has the right to receive child support, exclusive right to receive child support. All of the rights are going to be shared independently between mom and dad. With the one exception, the marriage and enlistment right would require the joint agreement of both mom and dad. I don't think that that's really given anybody any power anywhere. These kids are 18 years of age and they're already in their senior year. So I expect they're going to finish school where they are. And my hope is that they will go visit each parent as they want to see their parents. That being said, father's awarded an expanded standard possession order. Father's ordered to pay based on minimum wage since he has no income. He's to pay $256.59 per month in child support. That's to begin October 15th of this year. And he'll pay a similar sum of $256.59 on the 15th day of each month thereafter until either the children emancipate or further order of the court. So for example, if Mr. Khan's health improves and he's able to get an assignment and he starts making money again, the court can increase the child support. But right now, this is what the child support amount is. And I know it's going to take a lot more than $256 to raise 218. The court gets it, but that's just the income that we have right now. Mom is ordered to continue to maintain health insurance on the boys. Father is ordered to pay cash medical support to wife in the sum of $113.10. That's the max cap at 9% based on his income. That payment is to begin on October 15th, and it's to continue on the 15th day of each month thereafter, again, until the children either emancipate or further order of the court. Any uninsured medical expenses on behalf of these boys that's not covered by insurance will be split 50% by mom and 50% by dad. Husband is awarded the exclusive use of the marital home. He's ordered to pay any taxes, insurance, homeowners association, or maintenance on the home. Wife is awarded the exclusive use of her current residence, and she's to pay all bills associated with that residence. Wife gets the exclusive use of, I think she said it's a 2010 Nissan, but she gets exclusive use of the Nissan motor vehicle in her possession. Husband gets exclusive use of the 2016 Infinity motor vehicle.
2016 and 12, 2012.
Okay, thank you, sir. 2012 Infinity motor vehicle that's in his possession. And each party's ordered to pay any debts associated with that vehicle themselves, with the one exception. Dad's going to continue to pay the auto insurance on the vehicles until further order of the court. Other than that, each party's ordered to pay any expenses that they incur or any bills in their own name. And the court's not awarding temporary spousal support at this time because Dad has $7,000 that, and I know that's not much, sir. I know it's not much, but and that's going to run out soon. So the court may entertain spousal support in the future. But the problem I have is when you look at mom's income, she only put $500 a month for food. And based on your FIS, you've told the court it takes a lot more money than that to feed those two 18-year-old athletes. And the court understands that. So when I take your income, I mean, your assessment of what it costs to feed those boys on a monthly basis, mom doesn't have any discretionary income left after she feeds them. And so I just don't see that there's enough income here to do temporary spousal support at this time. I am worried about y'all because there's not a whole lot of money coming in, and I know there's a lot of expenses going out. So the court hopes things turn around soon. Mr. Khan, I hope your health gets back better soon so that you can start earning money. It sounds like you've had a very successful career, and I know you've got probably a very brilliant mind, and hopefully that you can start utilizing that and making some income soon. Miss Abdi, financial burdens on your shoulders right now. I know $256 a month and medical insurance is not enough to help you. It's going to be tight for you as well, but the court's limited in what I can do based on the income that we have coming in. We're going to set entry of this order for October the 15th. Ms. Pierce, you'll draft the order. I want to thank both.
Your Honor, please, on October 15th, I have another matter.
Okay.
Can it be 16 or because I'm looking at, because I need to, we may have issues and clarifying the language of the order.
We do entries on Friday. So what about October 22nd? Does that date work for
Okay,
you?
hold on. Yeah, I'm just, Lily. October 20. Okay.
Your Honor, how about the 8th? I'll get it out.
I can't do the 8th. I can do,
Okay.
if you want to do an earlier date, we could do, did you say you had the 14th available, Mr. Uday?
I'm just looking at Your Honor, no, 23rd is Boxer. No. 23rd is, no, October 23rd is Saturday.
No, 22nd.
I'm not going to be available. I have, you know what? Yes, October 8th, I'm available.
Yeah, the
On
court doesn't have-
22nd, I am available.
You said you are available the 22nd?
I'm available on 22nd of October.
Ms. Pierce, does the 22nd work for you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Obviously, y'all can get the order in earlier. Just the
I
lawyers.
will work with her. If we get an agreement, we can turn it in.
Right. Well, and the parties don't need to sign it because the parties, this was tried. Just the lawyers are going to sign as to form. And that doesn't mean everybody agrees with what I did. I know both sides didn't get exactly what they wanted. And that's pretty common in family court. But the lawyers can just sign as to form, meaning they're not agreeing to it. They're just agreeing that's what I ordered. And that way y'all don't have to come back on the 22nd and we can get the order signed a lot earlier. So Ms. Pierce, you'll draft the order. I do want to compliment both lawyers. Y'all did a very good job presenting your case. I know you had a tight time limit and I appreciate y'all being efficient. And other than the Zoom issues that we always have on these cases, y'all did an excellent job presenting your case and I appreciate that. Anything further that we need to address from either side before we go off the record?
Not from us, Your Honor.
Ms. Pierce, anything further from your side?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you both. Y'all are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good
Thank you.
week.
Thank you. Thank you.